Hello everyone, welcome. So today we will be discussing the third part of the video, which is the data types, and this is from the class 12 CBSE first chapter in computer science revision of Python 2. Now, data types, what are data types? They are the means to identify the type of data and set a valid operation for it. So the Python offers various data types, which are numbers, strings, list, tuple, and dictionary. These are the 5 data types that we have. First, we are going to data types for numbers. So what are the various data types for numbers we have? We have integers, which is there. Integers, which is signed and boolean integers, 0 and 1, true or false. Floating point numbers and complex. Okay, so we have floating points, which has got 15 digit precision is there. Okay, so double precision floating point numbers. Then complex number with the form a plus bj. J would mean root over minus 1. So you can retrieve the two components using the attribute z real. So I can have z dot real, that is the real part, and z dot imagine, imag, which gives the imaginary part. So these are the various ranges that we have. Next, we have the data type for strings. Strings are basically pure Unicode characters, which is there. A, B, C, D is a string. 1, 2, 3, 4 is a string. So anything that you write is a string. Okay. Then we have list. Lists are basically, they are comma separated values of the data type within a square bracket, that is a list. Then we have tuples, which are represented by a group of comma separated values of any data type within a parenthesis. Example of some tuples is given: p is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a, e, I, o, u, all these things. So there are tuples, and dictionaries are there. Dictionaries are based on key to value pairing. So that is a mapping which is done. Now coming to this particular flow chart, if you see, we have code data type. The code data type, we have numbers, we have none, which is completely empty, we have sequences, we have mapping. So code data types are of 4 types. One is numbers, we have none, that is empty data sets, we have sequences, and we have mapping. Now if we come to numbers, what are the various kinds of numbers we have? We have integers, we have float points, we have complex, and within integers we have booleans. Okay, none means it's empty, so there is no further classification. Coming to sequence, if we have a sequence, we have a string sequence, we have a tuple, we have a list. And when it comes to mapping, key value mapping, we have a dictionary. So these are the various data types that we have. Now, which are mutable and which are immutable types? So when we talk immutable types, immutable means immutable are those that can never change their value in place. So they cannot change, like integers, floating point numbers, booleans, strings, and tuples. They cannot change their value. So if we have a variable name, okay, immutable type, variable name, they are stored as a reference to an object, and each time you change the value, the variable's reference memory address will change. So now if you say p is equal to 5, q is equal to p, and r is equal to 5, so what happened? And then you write p is equal to 10, r is equal to 7, q is equal to r. So initially these 3 statements are executed. P is equal to 5. So first these 3 statements are executed. Okay, then once these statements are executed, so we have the value p is equal to 5. So that is given here in this place, p is equal to 5. So it is creating a place for that. Okay, and then q also has the value equal to p, and r is equal to 5. It has this. Then after that, what happens? Then after that, when the next sequence is generated, then again there is another set which is getting executed. Another address is being placed, and the values will be separate. Okay, p is equal to 10. So you see here it shows that p is taking the value of 10, and q also r is equal to 7, r is equal to 7, and q is equal to r. So q is equal to r. It is taking this particular place. So their address is changing once you are trying to change the value of immutable ones. Now mutable types are what? Which can be changed, which has the mutability, which means that the same memory address, new value can be stored. So if I talk about a list, then I can change the value of the list. If I change the value, the item number chk of 1 is 40, so this 4 is getting transferred to 40. So the 2 is placed as 0, 4 is placed as 1, and this has a place value of 2. So in the list, the place value starts from 0, 1, 2. Okay, next we have the expressions. Next, the expressions, we have got various expressions. Arithmetic expressions are there, 2 plus 5. Okay, all these things are arithmetic expressions where it involves number and arithmetic operators are there. We have relational expressions, which are basically we are trying to find the valid relation expressions like greater than, lesser than, equal to, not equal to, equal to, equal to, so equal to, so all these things. Next, we have logical expressions, or, and not, that is not C, not B, all these things. Then we have string operation, that is concatenation. Concatenation, if we use this plus symbol between two strings, if I had, as I was telling you, we are taking input as a string. So if I did not use int operation, I said input one number and took it as n1. So n1 is equal to, if the person gives 2, n2, the user was giving 3. Now if I was doing n1 plus n2, it will be giving me 23 as the answer, as this would take up string. It will concatenate. Whereas that is why we are changing into int or float and putting it so that they take it as integers, and I get 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Okay, next. Then we have asterisk. Asterisk is replication, and so it will replicate my string twice. Okay, next. Evaluating arithmetic operations. So how do I evaluate? Determines the order of evaluation in an expression considering the operator's precedence. As per the value evaluation order for each of the sub-expressions, generally in the form value operator value, so 13 modulus 13, 3, evaluates each of its operator or argument. So it will evaluate everything, performs any implicit conversions if it is there, compute its results based on the operator, replace the sub-expression with computed results, and carry on the expression evaluation and repeat till the final result is obtained. So it will continue its repetition. Okay, now what in simplest form, an expression is like operator 1, operator, and then operand 2. So that is how. So now if I have to take what is the precedence. So precedence is in an operation if we have brackets grouping that takes place, exponentation, bitwise NOR, then positive or negative, that is unary, then multiplication, divisions, etc., addition, subtraction, bitwise and XOR, that is XOR, or. So likewise is the precedence of the operations. So when we have something like this, so we have it here. So a comma b is equal to 3 comma 6 and c is equal to b by a. So it will give me 2 comma 2.0, as it is integer, it will convert it into float. Alright, whereas when I give 2 slash 2 this one, 2 slashes, that would mean that it will return me an integer output, whereas float and integer will give me a float as the answer, which is the remainder operator. Evaluating relational expressions, how, whether true or false, Boolean algebra. So how would be the relational expressions in be internally interpreted by Python? So if I write some expression like this, okay, P is greater than Q less than Y, so it will evaluate as P greater than Q and Q less than Y. Okay, A less than equal to N less than equal to B. So this is how it will take it up. Now evaluating logical operators, how it will evaluate logical operators. So if I have the precedence of logical operator is lower than the arithmetic operator, so consistent arithmetic sub-expressions, if any, is evaluated and then logical operator is being applied. So if I have it in this way, 25 by 5 or 2.0 plus 20 by 10. So here in this case, what will happen? 25 by 5 will be evaluated first. So it will be 5, okay, or then this expression will be evaluated, or 2 plus 20 by 10 is 2 plus 2 4, or 5 or 4. So then it will give me the result is 5. So if I say which is greater than 5. The precedence of logical operator among themselves is not and or. So if I have something like this, not and or, A or B and not C. So first not will be done. So A or B and not C. So P and Q or not R. So it will be in order. Typecasting, which is an explicit type conversion which is there. So that is a typecasting is there. So I am doing a data type and then after that putting an expression to that. So that is I am giving it a typecasting. Okay, I am giving it a user defined conversion that forces an expression to be of a specific type. Math library functions. So there is a math library. I can import math. So that is how I will call the library, and there are lot of many functions in the math library, like ceil, which returns the smallest integer not less than the num, then square root, then we have exp, exponent, fabs, and all those functions are there in the math library. Then we have data handling, which is there. So that is also there. Thank you.